First, I would like to say that my Wi-Fi has been out all day, yesterday and today until just now. And I did class on my phone, but that still kicked me off somehow. Um, but another video reflection, and I really enjoyed learning about ableism just because I honestly had no idea what that meant until I looked it up, um, which is, it's basically just, discrimination or discriminatory comments against or for, you know, people without disabilities or able bodied people, which is really interesting. I did not know what that meant or kind of really what kind of comments that would be until I really thought about it and, read the articles and, watched the video. My favorite part of this week was the video that we watched. I just really like how she explained things, and I thought it was pretty funny. Um, but, you know, she was talking about how people will use the phrase "that's gay" in like a negative thing, like in a negative context. And I still, my half my friends do that, and everyone usually tries to justify it after they say something like that. They're like, "That's so gay," and they're like, "No, no, no, I didn't mean it. I don't mean it in like that bad of a, like that kind of way, like whatever." But it doesn't make it any better, even if you're trying to justify it in your head. Um, but I also it was interested about how she was saying how the term "that's gay" kind of turned into "that's lame." And I will fully admit that I say lame not all the time, but like if I'm messing around with my friends and we're talking about doing something and we're like, "That's lame." um, I didn't know that the actual dictionary definition of that was people who can't walk or walk with pain. And I thought that was really interesting because I always just knew it in the slang term that we've all kind of known it as now, is just kind of boring or like weird. I didn't know it was actually, against people who can't walk, or it's hard for them to walk, or, it hurts for them to walk. So that was really interesting and kind of helpful because I do, ever since taking the social work classes, I do kind of think about the things that I say, and especially when what other people say. So as I kept reading on, it was the World Health Organization, um, like little article thing. I was just reading, and one of my friends who I was sitting next to, one of my roommates, had forgot to do something, and she was like, "What's wrong with me?" And I was like, "Kelly, technically that's an ableist comment. If we were around someone that had something wrong with them, and you were like, 'What's wrong with me?' That's technically a discriminatory comment." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, the more you think about it, it's kind of random. The random things that you don't think about when you what you say, um, could be causing someone else internal problems." Um, but it was also interesting in that same World Health Organization article that 15% of the population has some form of disability, which, I think when I think of disability, I kind of think of more like you're in a wheelchair, you have you like functioning problems, like you can't, like, I don't know, think, or you're hospitalized or something like that. But I also kind of have lately been thinking about how even like ADD or like ADHD or something as simple as that is also a disability, and how, like, I was just thinking about how in school, like, sometimes if you have ADD or ADHD, you can get like extended amount of time on things and stuff like that, and how that's also a disability. Um, but it also is interesting to just think about how, you know, one of the like points in that World Health Organization article was that women are more likely to experience a disability than men, which honestly makes sense to me when I think about it more in a mental way. I feel like women are more likely to have mental disabilities than men, just kind of in life now that I see in like real world experience. Just because there's so much pressure on and social norms on like the way women act, and even as simple as how they dress, and how that can affect your mental state like really steeply. So I totally see how it affects women more than men. But overall, I really, really, really liked learning about this week and all of the comments that, um, you know, and back to the video that she would say, like, even like, are you blind? Like, so like sometimes like I'm messing around with my friends and I'm like, are like they can't not physically see something, but they don't like see something in a situation, and you kind of like go at them and you're like, are you blind? Like, you really couldn't see that? And then, you know, I was just thinking, I was like, I kind of do that a lot. And granted, I don't know anyone personally who is blind, but now it makes me think like, if I'm out in public saying that, and like who hears me and who knows someone who's blind, and if they get offended. um but it's also another thing, like the main one is like, are you stupid? Like, can like, I don't know, or like the you psycho, like stuff like that. Like, even personally, like I've had, past boyfriends be like, oh my gosh, you're so psycho. And one of them got so bad to the point where I like was talking to my mom about it. I was like, Mom, like, I is this what psycho means? Like, am I psycho? Like, and how it really affects someone's mental state, and especially like people who do have mental disabilities, like bipolar or depression or anxiety and stuff like that. So overall, this week was really interesting to learn about. Thank you.